I am Marius Olivier. I'm specializing in social security, social protection and social law. I'm directing an institute called the Institute for Social Law and Policy, and I've been working in this area for many years. I think in the first place, we have seen a remarkable thing happening the last 2 decades or so. Whereas in the past, in the developing world, governments would often say that, for those who work in the informal economy, it's too difficult for them, for governments at least, to organize social protection for them, or social security rather, that governments would leave it to themselves to develop frameworks through group-based schemes or family support schemes. That has changed. We see all over Africa and in Asia and also in Latin America that governments have actually realized that it is their responsibility to provide at least a framework for covering those who are in the informal economy through social protection measures. Whether the government provides this directly or it merely creates a context or a framework, doesn't matter. So probably what we want to say is that there's a realization that governments actually have a contract, a social contract with its own people in the countries concerned. That is the first message. The second message is that the variety of means by which countries and governments have tried to cover through social protection those who are outside the sphere of social protection, particularly informal economy workers. The arrangements in this regard, the variety is just stunning. We have seen so many different kinds of attempts, some failures of course, many challenges, but the point is we have seen major developments. We have seen attempts, for example, to cover the informal sector as a whole group. India and Indonesia, for example, have adopted legislation that would cover the whole of the informal sector. Now they're trying to implement this, of course. And other countries like Tunisia and partly in the Philippines, what governments have come up, partly at least, are schemes that would deal with particular sectors within the informal economy. Like fishermen, for example, or seasonal workers. In other cases, governments have created or extended national health insurance schemes to cover the bulk of the population, including those in the informal sector. And so we can continue. In fact, I think it would be fair to comment by saying that we have seen an unprecedented extension of social security coverage to the informal sector. Never ever before in the history of this world have we seen in such a short space of time such a huge extension attempt, and that has to be lauded, to be understood and to be appreciated and to be taken further. I must say, from what I've seen today, there's an amazing opportunity for people, not just those who are participating in the workshop, but eventually when they write up their experiences, the different models of social protection extension to those in the informal sector, I think we are going to see an amazing range of possibilities of what is happening all over the world, in particular in the developing world. It will really be fascinating to see what comes out of this, what lessons there are to be learned. In my view, this will enhance and enrich the debate as to coverage extension for those in the informal sector, and what other countries and other groups can learn from this.